This is Legally Goff, where we mix law, pop culture, and the occasional chaos of real life. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Brooke Goff, lawyer, businesswoman, and professional truth teller. Buckle up, this isn't your grandma's legal podcast. You know him as Braden Weston, the rich kid turned savage who somehow became everybody's favorite wild card on Power Book 2 Ghost. Off camera, he's building businesses, producing projects, and proving he's a lot more than just the funny best friend role. Gianni Paolo is in the building tonight on Legally Goff. Gianni Paolo.
That's me.
A Northeastern legend.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Coming from Rhode Island, it must have been completely different moving to LA. Mm-hmm. Describe the difference between your life on the East Coast versus your life in the West Coast.
My first time I ever came here, I just remember looking at like the cliffs and the palm trees, and it felt like a different world at that point. And I was like, because all I knew was like playing hockey or like being on the East Coast, being in Vermont, New Hampshire, snowing, Canada. And then I come out here, I'm like, people live here and this is year round and it just never got cold. And I was like, I need to live here. So that's why I made the move. I'm like, I gotta.
But Rhode Island is so, what we would say, so I'm in Connecticut. Right. Rhode Island's super sleepy. Mm. Right? This is LA. This is not sleepy.
Yeah.
How was that adjustment for you?
Well, I'm like that anyway. So honestly, like, I feel like I weirdly have a leg up on a lot of people in LA because it is fast paced and a lot of people are hustling, but also there is a sense of laziness here. And so I feel like I don't have that, so I can kind of like maneuver around people who aren't willing to put in the work.
Your accomplishments being so young as you are now are off the chart.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
How were you able to break into such an unbreakable market when you got out here?
I think I just never believed that I wasn't going to. I think it's just like, I was so delusional when I first moved here. I never forget, I was walking on Runyon Canyon and so like, you know what CAA is, right? It's like the biggest agency.
Yeah,
Creative
Arts Association, right?
So I had emailed like a couple of like the biggest agencies and I would see like smaller agents at CAA and I would be like, I'm not even going to try it. So I would try the biggest ones who rep like everyone. And I cold email, I'm like, hey, just moved to LA. I'm an actor. Would love to sit down and get coffee. And I remember being like, why aren't these guys answering me? I was so delusional. Like they only repped A-listers and I had 0 TV credits. I remember being like, these guys really fucked up. So I guess I was just so delusional. And then, yeah, at no point did I think I wasn't gonna be where I was, you know?
What was your first big break?
The first thing that I ever was on set for that felt like a big break, it was a Kygo Ellie Goulding music video, which was cool. I think it has like 500 million views now on YouTube. But I think it felt like a cool thing. And then my first break, it felt like, was I signed with a company that did Entourage. They're called Leverage Management. They were my management team at the time. And like I love Entourage, like kid from the East Coast, you know, I moved out here with my brother and my best friend. I'm like, this is like, you know, the dream. I signed with them and I'm like, oh, that felt big. And then literally the next 2-3 months later, I booked recurring on this ABC family show called, the free form it turned into, called The Fosters. And then I booked, my first ever TV credit was a flashback scene on this Hulu show called Chance with Hugh Laurie. And then right after that, a couple of weeks later, I booked one episode on Power. And then I booked Ma, which was the movie I did with Octavia Spencer, all in like a 4-month span. So it kind of all like, it was 3 years of waiting tables and, you know, being miserable, being this and that, but still hustling. And then once I signed with that company and then booked one thing, it just kind of all like snowballed.
What was it about you that you think they loved?
I don't know. I just like, I never gave up, to be honest. Like I would just, a lot of in the meetings, I would lie too. Like I would go in these meetings with a lot of these people and I would be like, I got so close to that show. And I didn't have good reps at the time, so I wasn't getting in the room for stuff. So I would be like, I got so close to that show, I almost booked it. So I went and sat down with this manager. I'm like, yeah, I almost got this, and this. And they were like, really? I'm like, yeah. And they would be like, I'm gonna reach out to the casting director, see if they like you. I'm like, cool, yeah, do it.
Never
like,
met the casting director.
Yeah, never met them at that point, but I just was like so confident in myself. So then they sent me on like a trial audition and I went in for it was a show called Here's Johnny. I don't know whatever happened with the show. I think it might have went on Hulu. But I go in and then I murdered the audition and they were like, we love him, he's great. And then he signed me and then literally book like from there on out. And it was just kind of, I feel like it's like so much of just getting in the door of just like this thing of people who are gatekeeping everything. And then all of a sudden, they don't even like look to see if you have talent. They're like, oh, you think he has talent, to like other people. They can't even make decisions for themselves. Like, you think he's good. If you think he's good, then he's good, you know? I feel like also Hollywood has lost a lot of that, where it's like, oh, well, people like this guy, so let's put him in something, as opposed to like, no, can he read for it and fucking do it? Is he great? Like, that's kind of how I feel it's lost its way a little bit.
Where's your grit come from? You can hear it, and your energy
Yeah.
is grit. I feel like you're working hard right now.
Oh yeah, I'm always
right now, sitting here right now.
Oh,
the grit is real right now. So
I just get. I'm
this
passionate.
energy coming from?
I don't know where it comes from. It just comes from like I truly love what I do. I love being an entertainer. I love being an actor. I love podcasting. I love everything about the business. So I'm just passionate about it. I get like, you know, even sometimes when you don't book stuff or this and that, you get kind of fucking angry. I have a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, gave it to that guy, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, they fucked up, you know? It'll never leave me, I don't think.
But it's what makes you different. Your generation is very entitled. That's the truth.
Yeah.
They want to sit at home,
100%.
fill out an application, and say, Love Island's going to call me tomorrow. It's going to be great. It doesn't fucking happen like that. There are people like you that are knocking down the door of the production studio at Love Island.
Right.
You're not going on Love Island. I hope you're not going
No,
on
no,
Love Island. Okay.
no.
Saying, you need to cast me on this show, and this
Right.
is why. You're not a videotape.
Right.
You're in their face. And how has that worked for you? I mean, clearly well, but how has that blown back at you at times?
I don't think it ever has. I think now, because a lot of stuff is self-tape and not in the room anymore, it sucks, because I love going in the room. I love meeting people. I love doing it and them giving you like when you audition, they'll redirect you and say, try it like this. I love that. My energy is very much like that as a person in the room. So, but I don't know. Hollywood's gotten fucking lazy. Like, castings, like they'll watch a tape of you. Like, they don't get your energy. How are you gonna know what this person is like? Also, if this is supposed to be their love interest, how are you gonna know that they have chemistry? I just watched something yesterday that I read for, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but I watched it. It was so horrible. And I'm like, thank God I didn't get it. But I'm like, this guy has no chemistry with this girl. Who cast this? Like, a lot of that kind of is happening, which I feel like people are losing interest in watching television.
What's the cocktail though for you? So you're here, you're very successful. I feel like hearing you haven't even started.
Oh no,
yet,
yeah.
Which is, what for those people that want to be an actor, want to be in entertainment? What's that cocktail? What do they have to do? Because you literally came from the Northeast, where, by the way, very few actors come from Rhode Island.
Right.
Oh, you understand, right? Just Connecticut.
Yeah.
And you've blown up, and people love you. So what's that cocktail? What do people have to do that?
I always tell people, if you want to be famous, you shouldn't be an actor. Go do reality TV, make a TikTok account, do it. If you want to be an actor, you truly have to love being an actor. You have to be okay with not getting paid for years and this and that, because when you're not getting paid and you're auditioning for shit, and you might be the best guy in the room, the best, you sent in the best tape, the best person to audition, but then they also have 7 or 8 A-listers that maybe aren't as right for the role or as good, that they have offers out to. So you send in an amazing tape, you're pinned for it, whatever, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, Timothée Chalamet's not working right now. He really liked this script. Like, that happens a lot. You can get so down on yourself, and to a point where, like, if you don't love acting, you'll give up. So I always tell people, you have to love being an actor. If you want to be famous, if you want to be a celebrity, go, get fit as fuck and go do Love Island. Make a TikTok account and dance to the music. There's other ways to be famous, but if you want to be an actor, like, you have to truly love doing it. And I just love being an entertainer. I love being funny. My desk lived in the hallway in high school because I was always getting in trouble for, like, just trying to make people laugh. So I think that's why I'm okay with, like, do a show. And I've gotten offered, like, a ton of stuff, but it's like, if it doesn't align with what I think I want to do or stuff, like, I'm like, no, like, I know my path. I'm going to wait for the right thing.
What is that one role that you look back that you didn't get, that you've now seen, and you look back and say, you people fucked up, because I would have been that guy?
I don't know, because, okay, like, there are shows like Riverdale and 13 Reasons Why that at the time, 13 Reasons Why, I love that book, right? And I was a big, John Green, young adult lover at that time. I love Fault in Our Stars. So, like, that's at that time when I moved to LA, it was, like, kind of one of my first auditions. Also, Looking for Alaska. It was originally a movie, then it got turned into a TV series. That was John Green. So those three things were stuff that I really wanted, and I was kind of devastated when I didn't get. And then once Power happened and I got that, it all made sense on why I wasn't supposed to get those things. Like, it was such like a universe thing. Like, there's even a picture of me in like a G Unit t-shirt when I was younger. And I've shown 50 since then. Like, it just kind of all made sense to like, my path was so perfect. It couldn't have, been anyone else. As opposed to like 50 Cent's bringing me out on stage and like I'm hanging out with all my favorite rappers and people that I've loved my whole life. Like, if I was on Riverdale, if I was on, 13 Reasons Why, that wouldn't be the case. Like, there aren't any other actors that 50 Cent is bringing out to 70,000 people in London to a sold out arena and everyone's going crazy, So I felt like those things, I was devastated when I didn't get them. And then once I saw my path now, I'm like, oh my God, thank God,
How did you get involved with Power?
It was a self-tape that I sent in. So I'd booked Ma like 2 weeks before this. And I was like, which was that movie I did with Octavia Spencer, Blumhouse, Universal. And when the Power self-tape came in, it was a local hire, which means if it was shoots in New York, which it did, and I was living in LA, you would have to fly yourself there, put yourself up. And at that time, I didn't have any money. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose $2,000 if I imagine booking something and then losing $2,000. Being a broke actor, never mind just booking something and be like, oh, I got a paycheck. So I was like, I'm not going to audition for it. It's one scene. I don't even really care. Call my mom. We were talking about the movie that I'm about to do. And she was like, anything else? I was like, yeah, I actually just got an audition for this TV show, Power. And at this time, I'm so poor. So I don't have streaming services. I'm not tapped in with anything. I'm not watching anything. I'm working at a restaurant. I was paying the bills by doing voiceover work and whatever I could do on TV or this and that, side jobs. So she was like, me and your husband, me and your father love Power. Like, you have to read for it. And I was like, oh, fuck, all right, whatever. So I did. Like, literally 12 hours later, I got the phone call that I booked it. It was one scene in one episode. And then I just remember going there, and then I knew what I was there for. I was there to fulfill the scene for the character Tariq. And sometimes when guest stars come on shows, they try and do too much or make it about them. Like, you don't want to do that. So I'm like, I know what I'm here for. The director, thank God, she was like, okay, the next couple takes are yours. After I did it the way that I did it in the audition. And I just improv'd and went crazy and had fun, was being funny, all this stuff. So then 6 months later, the episode airs. I had just already filmed the movie Ma. Everything that I improv made it. And then everything that was written got cut. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, they liked what I did.
And you didn't even know up to that point.
I had no idea.
You found out with everybody else.
Yeah, found out with everyone else. And then I got a call from my team, and they're like, oh, they wrote you in for season 6 for a storyline. They loved you. I was like, oh, amazing. I'm going to, do a couple more episodes. Go there, 50 Cent's directing one of the episodes. Do a couple more, and he comes up to me. He's like, oh, you're great. Like, you're killing it. We think you're so funny. I was like, oh, wow, awesome. I didn't know how much they love me here. I think it was episode 3 or 4 he was directing, and then he came up to me while we were filming, and he goes, oh, you two take over. And he points at me and Michael, my co-star who plays Tariq. And I was like, at that time, I'm like, oh, I'm doing all the episodes of this season. Wonderful. Like, this is amazing. Like, at that point, it's like, it couldn't get any better than that. Do episode 4, and then they never call me back again. So I was like, oh my God, like 50 Cent lied to me. Like, I was like, 50 lied to me. Then they made an announcement that they were doing 5 extra episodes of season 6 to wrap up the series. I was like, damn, that was a good job too. Once they did those episodes, I got a call, and they were like, no, you're the lead of the spinoff with Michael. It's about you two selling drugs in college. So one scene from one episode turned into a recur, turned into a lead of a show. Yeah.
How was it meeting 50 Cent for the first time?
Oh, it was so dope. I was at like 5 a.m, and I remember I was at breakfast with him, like, getting my breakfast before we were filming. And he just came up to me. He was like, dude, you're so funny. Like, we love your stuff. Like, all this, improv, have fun. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then later that day, there's a gym on the stages that we shot at, Steiner Studios in Brooklyn. And I was in the gym working out, and he was just in there throwing up weights. Like, I'm like, that's just so cool. Yeah.
But you're close to him. You're pretty tight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now we've gotten super close.
How did that relationship grow?
It's weird because 50 wasn't on set a lot for Ghost, for our show. He was on Power because obviously, like, he was an actor on the show. But then, like, he started getting back into, like, being 50 Cent, like, touring and doing all this stuff when all the spinoffs started happening. So he would come visit set, and we'd talk on all that stuff. But one thing that I do a lot is I'll go visit some of my favorite artists on tour. Like I'll go see them and support them. Like they support the show. Like when the show we air, they'll post, "Oh, Power's back on," all this stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna go support them for sure. But I don't like doing the LA or New York show because everyone's there. Like you're in a dressing room with like 100 people, and you don't even really get to see them. It's just more of like a who's who, So every time 50 was overseas, I'd fly over there. I'd go to like Poland. I've seen him in Poland. I've seen him in Amsterdam. I've seen him like so many places overseas. So when you're in the dressing room, he hasn't seen anyone besides Tony Yeo and the other people on tour and Uncle Murder and all these people in months. So like you walk in there, especially he's not expecting you to show up in Warsaw, Poland. So he's like, oh my God, and then we just sit in his dressing room and talk for hours because, he doesn't really have much else to do before the show. So I go to sound check and we just sit in his dressing room for hours and hours and talk, and that's kind of how we got really close.
50 Cent has so many different reputations depending on who you talk to. It depends on if you're vanilla or if you're not vanilla,
Right.
He seems like he's been super chill and really good with you.
Yeah.
Who's the 50 Cent that you know?
He's just like the man. Like he really is the man. And he's just iconic. Like even going to see him perform and just going to club hostings, like every time I'll go to a club hosting, like if he'll just do like 5 or 6 songs at like a local club in Vegas or somewhere, and he'd be like, "No, come on stage with me." And I'm like, no. He's like, "No, I got to do Big Rich Town now," which is the Power theme song. He's like, "Come out on stage." And he's a very if he likes you and he trusts you and he thinks you're a good person, he'll just big up you a lot. He'll post you on his Instagram. Like randomly last year, just randomly post me this guy's about to blow up to 40 million people. Like just post my picture. Like he really is like that. Now obviously you get on his bad side, like he's a spiteful motherfucker, where he grew up and he sees you as an enemy, he's gonna treat you like one. But the people who are in his circle, he's nothing but great to.
And he owed you nothing.
Nothing at all.
He could have just been like, "I'm too big for you, get away from me."
I could have just been another actor on his show.
And it seems he took you under his wing, which I think speaks volumes for his character.
Yeah.
And you remain friends now, right?
Yeah.
I hear the story about Power, and you said that you go off script, which takes balls, by the way.
Yeah.
You improv.
Mm-hmm.
They run that.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're told, wait, we're going to wrap up Power and we're going to do a spinoff.
Yeah.
Do you think you were part of that decision?
I actually don't even know. I truly don't know. I know they had plans to do stuff, but they didn't really know what kind of to do. I remember I had a couple conversations with 50 about the billboards of the original Power, and I think they didn't have Joe Sikora, who played Tommy, on for the first season. And it's I could be wrong, so I don't want to put words in his mouth, but they would just have the all black cast on the billboard, and he would go, "Well, you're alienating a white audience because people want to see themselves, right?" So it's if you're driving down Sunset and you see 4, black people on a billboard, you might be like, "Oh, it's not a show maybe that I could see myself in or that I would be interested in." But you see, a black guy, a white guy on the billboard, you're like, "Oh yeah, I wonder what this is about." I don't know how true that may be, but I think maybe when I came in the picture with Michael, they were like, "Oh, it's also a Tommy and Ghost thing from the original, a black guy and a white guy." And for some reason that works because it's everyone. It's you have all audiences. You're like, oh, the white kids who grew up in the hood can see themselves in this white drug dealer. And then the black kids that grew up in the hood, you'd be like, oh, I want to be Ghost. You know what I mean? So I think that's why Power felt inclusive because, it was Ghost and Tommy, it was their show. And I think once maybe they saw me, they're like, oh, this is just the recipe that might work again. And it did. Obviously, we broke all the records on the spinoff and, the show is what it is.
So you are broke at this time. You get cast in the first. What do you get paid for the one episode that you're supposed to do? Something just
$1,000. I think it's the SAG minimum, and then you get taxes taken out of that. Agent, manager, you're walking away.
Pretty much operating at a loss. Maybe a peanut butter sandwich.
Well, you're walking away with $400, but then I flew myself there and I put myself up. Now, when I came back for season 6, they wrote me I was a recurring character. They flew me and then paid for my hotel. But I don't even remember how much that.
But you made more in season 6, of course.
Yeah.
But then
not much
Ghost
more, but yeah.
Was probably
that's my
really
first
your
series
paycheck,
regular.
right?
Yeah.
What did you do when you started making money? What was your first big purchase?
My first big purchase was I gave Octavia Spencer $20,000 back that she gave me for a publicist. So, and I also was in like $20,000 worth of credit card debt. So like I think my whole like first episode went to just like paying people back. But yeah, she wound up, cause we were all getting publicists. Cause around that time when I started filming it was when Ma was coming out. And she was like, we should all get publicists, do press for a movie. She kind of had everyone over and was talking to everyone and giving them the lowdown. And I just I don't have money for a publicist. I can't do that. And then the next morning I woke up, she had called her team, set me up with her whole team, who's like the best publicist in the game, and then paid for it all. And then didn't ask for it back, didn't want any money back, nothing. But I was going to pay her back, obviously. So then once I booked it and got my first check, I just sent her a check and yeah.
Did mom and dad absolutely love watching you on one of their favorite shows?
Yeah, they for sure. But it's funny because my dad was he didn't want me to move to LA. He didn't want me to be an actor. He always was saying like, you're going to be smoking crack on Skid Row in 6 months. That's what he was always saying to me. I don't even like crack, but no, I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But he always was kind of like against it, which as a father, for sure, he had put a lot of time and effort and money into like my education and playing hockey and all these things. And he was like, "You're just gonna become an actor? Like you're gonna just do the hardest business in the world to break into?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it." And then I moved there. He was very against it. And then once he was on a red carpet with 50 Cent, he was like, fuck, you did it. Yeah. He's kind of like, all right, fuck, like I'm wrong. But yeah, he loved it, of course. Like, he's super proud of me. So is my mom as well. And they love the show. And yeah, they were just over the moon about it,
But he still almost got the hockey player, kind of, right? Because you tried out for Happy Gilmore too.
Yes, I did.
Almost got the hockey player.
Yeah, I'm going to do some type of hockey project. Whether I just don't know what it is, but like I know it's gonna happen. So he will get it. He'll get it at some point. He got me being a college student in Power because I did 4 years of. I did get kicked out of school in the show, but I did 4 years technically of college on TV. So he's going to get years of me playing hockey. I'm going to figure out what it is, though.
Why do you think you did not get Happy Gilmore too? Because we kind of needed you in there.
I don't know. What's so funny is I just had one of the kids who did get one of those roles on my podcast, Ethan, who's a great actor. It goes down. It could go down like so many little things that like, I know the reason why and why other roles were taken from other people got them, but it's so out of your hands, this person's hands. Like this person has to love you, but this person, you have to be right because you might be 3 inches taller than what the mother is in the show. So there's a lot of like small things that go into being an actor where they're like, the girl's taller than him. It doesn't fit right. And you're like, but he's the best actor. And they're like, yeah, but it looks weird on camera.
But how much, so you're an established actor at this point.
Yeah.
So how much are connections real? So when they do a casting call, do they really not have their mind made up before they're going to cast? Or
No,
they
they
just
do.
need to do it on paper?
They do. What I know happens is they have a bunch of options that they know who they want. They have offers out to them. And then also simultaneously, they will send out a casting to, agents and managers and all this stuff. So they'll have 1,000 actors do audition tapes. And then all the offers that are out, 4 or 5 will turn them down. Maybe they have a couple choices from the tapes. And then all of a sudden, ultimately, like that, one of the actors is like, yeah, I'll do this. And then those tapes didn't even matter. Now, so there needs to be so many things to go right for you to actually book a job. Like people really don't realize that there's 1,000 offers out to people. Also, what sometimes they'll do is go to this actor who they offered it to and really wants it. They'll kind of pit the person who booked it with the tape against each other and be like, oh, well, we have this person that'll do it for way less. So then they'll try and get them to go down in money. It's pretty crazy business.
It sucks.
But they have who they want already. But like, here's the thing. I don't fault that because, look, if I made my first movie and this is my baby, right? If I'm a director or I'm a producer and I've been working on this for 8-9 years, which a lot of these projects are people's babies, I'm going to get who I want for this.
Of course.
So I don't fault them for being like, well, I want fucking Tom Holland for this. I want the best of the best to also to make this movie huge. So then when obviously, you don't get it, you're like, oh, fuck, well, they had that person in mind anyways. I can see it from a filmmaker standpoint and going, it's a business,
Word has it that you have a group of friends and you guys run all over LA doing crazy shit all the time.
Who said this?
I don't know. Word has it.
Patrick, what the hell?
Might be. What kind of shenanigans do you guys get into? Give me some good stories.
I'm trying to think. Like, I'm really not that crazy. Like, sure. Look, I feel like I have the best group of friends on planet Earth. I feel like I've cracked the code. I'm friends with all the influencers. I'm friends with all of the reality TV people. I'm friends with the actors. I'm friends with the rappers. I'm friends with everybody. So I feel like every night the comedians as well. Every night I have a different cool thing to do. So I've been to every, amazing party and this. I've pretty much done all of it. But I feel like I don't get sick of it because I have so many different groups of friends. Like one night, like tonight, I'll just go to the Laugh Factory and just go hang out with all the comedians and watch comedy and hang out in the green room and do stuff like that. And then the next night, I'm going to go to a Netflix screening and then I'm going to be at a reception afterwards with a lot of the actors. Like, I feel like I've kind of cracked the code in that way. But I don't know. I'm trying to give you something juicy of something crazy I've done. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty level-headed. I just, sometimes you come home at like 6, 7 in the morning and, you're out with like people you've watched your whole life and like you're crushing in a room with like 6 or 7 people and you're holding court. You're like, it's kind of cool,
It's not juicy.
I know. I'm trying to think like, what's something crazy that I've done?
You have a lot more opportunities out here than in Rhode Island.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it's hard to even go home because I'm like so overstimulated here. And then you go home to Rhode Island, you're like sitting there for like 4 seconds. You're like, all right, cool. I gotta get out of here, But I don't know. It's good to go home and see your family. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. I think I've been spoiled where I've just done too much fun stuff now. It's hard to be bored,
Well, you also have your own podcast,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome. Michael, who played Tariq, right? Mm-hmm. How is the podcast going? It looks like you guys actually have more fun on the podcast.
Oh, so much fun.
It's an actual podcast,
Yeah.
and it's great. And I think people love it.
Yeah.
How much fun is it, and how have you been able to use it as a platform?
I think it's cool because I also get to talk, because we just had on like Josh Peck, which I've never met him, but he's, one of an iconic actor, grew up Drake and Josh. And I don't know, he's a family man. He's not really out in LA. Would I have ever met him if I didn't have this podcast? Maybe not. If I didn't work with him. It's a cool way to meet people and talk to people for an hour. And I'm also asking him questions that like, okay, if I did meet him at a party, I'm not being like, what's your favorite Drake and Josh scene, But I feel like because it's the podcast, I can't ask those questions.
What is your favorite Drake and Josh scene?
Mine?
I'm saying that you can say that.
I was like, I could talk about this for
like
hours.
It's perfectly normal.
For sure. As opposed to like you're out at a party, you see him at like a reception, you can't go up to him and ask him that. So I think that's what I really love about the podcast is that I can do that. Also, I fought a lot against, which I talked to my team about this because we had the podcast years ago and then we took a 2-year break and it was really like just talking to all the different people in the Power universe. And I fought against my team. They're like, well, why don't you bring the podcast back? Like you're a great talker. You're funny. Like, why would you not? And I just always had this stigma in my head of being like, well, like all these A-list actors don't have podcasts. Like I want to be at that level. Will this hinder me? And they were like, the way that the industry is going is not. It's not about like the less is more anymore. It's like you got to have a podcast and a platform and a YouTube and this and that to like really do everything. And plus I like being in the mix and doing a lot of stuff. I'm not the type of actor that likes to go film something for 6 months and then hibernates. Like I'm very active on social media. People know who I am, you know what I mean? And I hope that the industry does move more in that direction because a lot of times people like the mysterious actor sometimes. They like the Chalamet that the only time they ever see him is like courtside at a Knicks game besides that or out with Kylie Jenner.
Right, that's it.
Like I get it, but like I don't think I would be happy like that. So my team kind of convinced me to bring it back and it was a really great decision.
Who's your favorite guest so far?
Recently Josh Peck was so cool, but like I'm trying to think like on the original, like we had like Mary J. Blige, she was also on the show too, but like she just showed up on a Sunday, just was like, yeah, would love to do the podcast.
Awesome.
Like Method Man was cool. Trying to think of like more recent people that we've had on. Polo G, which is like, you know, a rapper that I love. But probably like in recent time, the Josh episode was really cool for me. And I'm just like such like a Disney Nickelodeon like fanboy a little bit that I'm like, that's what I grew up on
It's
watching.
totally your generation.
For sure. I grew up watching Drake and Josh, and like Drake and Josh, like their comedic timing is just so unbelievable. So I feel like a lot of where I got my, you know, acting ability, comedy, all that stuff was from watching those shows.
And you've talked about it a little bit on your social media, but you just produced a music video for Machine Gun Kelly.
I directed it. I produced and directed it, yeah.
Produced and directed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
How does that even
So
happen?
cool. You know what's so funny is I was just like hanging out at his house, and he asked me, he played the song, and he asked me, he's like, do you have any ideas for the video? And I immediately, you hear it's a nostalgic song. I'm like, and it's called Girl Next Door. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like two girls move in next door and you and Wiz live together. And he loved it immediately. Went back over the next day. We just started writing it and I'm like, let's just direct this thing and get this done. We literally, from that day we wrote it, it was done in like 72 hours, I think, 3 or 4 days. And then it came out, we shot it like a week ago. Not even, when it was like a week ago.
Well, that was your first experience, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be more? Did you love it?
You know what's so funny is that I called the director, the producing director, his name's Brendan. I called him after I left set, and I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, what? It's like, I just directed something. I was the asshole. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, because as an actor, you're sitting in your trailer and you're hanging out and they're knocking on, they're like, okay, they're ready for you. You're like, all right. And then you fuck off for a little bit. You're on your phone, whatever. 5-6 minutes later, you get up, maybe put your clothes on, you walk out of your trailer. Takes you another 5-10 minutes to walk to set, and they're ready for you. They're lit, they're waiting, and they're losing sun. Now me, I'm panicking because I'm like, we still have 8, 9, 10 more shots left. And where's Wiz and Kels? Like, where are they? And you're just like, we need them because we only have today. We only have the crew for today. So I'm freaking out. So at that time, I put myself in the shoes of a director. I'm like, oh my God, like I did this to all the directors. Now I was never like super late to set, but like I could have maybe moved a little faster and got stuff done better. But I feel like I got a lot of not practice, but like I saw a lot on like every great TV director directed Power. So I wanted to direct on Power. So I would shadow everyone that came in. I would go to set when I wasn't working and just watch what they would do. And I never got to direct an episode at the time. They were like, well, if we let one actor direct, all of the actors need to direct. So, but I got that experience from going and watching all these directors now, and then it helped me with this for sure. But with the music video stuff, music video is a little different than TV directing. There's no like game plan. It's just like, you got to do it. With TV, it's so like, it's already, you know, the formula is already there for you. The shots are all very similar. Now, a director could do a special shot here and there, but the episodes all look the same. So I think TV directing might be a little easier than making a full music video from scratch, nothing, you know? There's no locations already, there's nothing already set. But yeah, I think I'll do it again. It's a lot of fucking work.
Has it been super successful? Are you guys getting tons of
Yeah, it's
hits
number
on it?
6, trending number 6 right now on
So
iTunes.
good.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
it
it already has
crazy?
1 million views in a day or two. Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
And how was the budget for that?
It was solid. They gave us a great budget. I think they might have put the whole budget for the whole project because they're doing an EP together for that video. But yeah, it was solid. Once we pitched the idea to Interscope and all the people on his team, they loved it because also you don't see music videos like that anymore.
Right, at all. And MTV is like not really around
Right.
much anymore.
And also what I told MGK was like, and he agrees with me. We have these conversations a lot where I'm like, there's no fun in anything anymore. It's everything, like in rap specifically, everything's like fucking big chain and you're rapping to the camera and it's girls and this and that. I'm like, we get it. You get women, you have money, you have a chain. It's like, why I love him and Wiz, because they were so down to do this. Like realistically, like they look like guys trying to hook up with girls. Like any rapper could have been like, well, I already got the girl. Like why you know, they could be an ego involved. They were just so down to play and have fun and you know, they didn't care and they loved the story about it and they still love the product, you know? So I think that like speaks volumes to them too, for like trusting in me and trusting that they didn't need to look cool or be rapping the whole time or have big chains or anything, you know? I do like that stuff, but like it's fun to make different
overused,
stuff, for sure.
just a little bit, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that was the entire, 2015 to 2020, really, 2022?
To now. They're still doing it.
Diamonds, chains,
Right.
grills, all that. It's
Right.
like you got to get away from it. And you know, Machine Gun Kelly, I've seen a couple interviews with him.
Right.
He has this, not in the interviews. If you haven't seen his interviews, he comes across. I mean, he has the piercings, the hair, right?
Yeah.
He comes across.
He's all
as,
tatted,
like,
his whole body's black now.
one badass dude that you
Yeah.
hope you never run into in a back alley in LA.
Oh,
Right?
and if he's got a problem with you, he'll let you know.
Respect that.
Yeah.
No, it's no passive aggression,
Yeah.
right? However, is he a nice guy?
The best, the sweetest, like just so awesome. I tour with them. On their new tour, I have like a whole like sketch that goes on the screen. They're one of my closest people in the world. Like we surprise them for his birthday. Like they're just awesome people, and his whole camp are amazing people. His right hand man who like produces all this stuff, Slim, is one of my best friends in the world. Rook, his drummer, they're just all amazing people from top to bottom. Like there's like 50 people in his camp that like I'm close with, that they're just all amazing people.
We heard you have a movie coming out soon.
It already came out. It's called Trust.
You son of a bitch.
But here's the thing. It came out, but we got crushed in the box office, and then they pulled it from theaters. I mean, we were going up against like Fantastic Four, like
I
a
know,
bunch
but
of.
that fucking sucks.
But it crushed on streaming. So
Okay, awesome.
Now it just got put on Netflix like in the past week or two. So maybe that's what Patrick might have seen on my social media. But it's crushing. I think it's like #1 in like 15 territories right now.
Isn't it crazy to you, especially being an actor? It's almost crazy but scary how much things have changed. I mean, you're younger than I am,
Right.
but do you remember when Netflix was on CDs?
No.
Okay, so aging myself.
Yeah.
Blockbusters.
Yeah.
everything.
I remember Blockbuster.
Okay.
I don't remember Netflix.
Okay,
though.
so Netflix used to be a subscription.
Right, and they would
that
mail
you
them in.
Yeah, but you couldn't get another one. And then it used to be one. But then they're like, oh shit, people don't want to wait, fucking a week to get the movie, because you could keep it for a week and it's like, you're gonna watch it in a minute and you're gonna be done.
Right.
Then you could get 2 or 3 and you would pay additional to be able to get more additional CDs, whatever. DVDs, excuse me, Jesus. But isn't it crazy to you as an actor, somebody that relies on this industry
Right.
to make a living, that things can change so fucking fast?
And it's changing every day.
But what does that tell you? Does it tell you that it flopped at the box office? Fine. Who cares about the competition?
Right.
Does it tell you that less people are probably going to the theaters and more people are probably streaming?
I think there is a formula for the movie theater, and you need to make a film for either streaming or to be in theaters. Like movies like I'm trying to think of that horror movie that like even Sinners. Sinners murdered at the box office. There's a lot of movies that still crush at the box office, but they have a very specific like promo tour. Marty Supreme also, like what Timothy did with that. They have a very specific promo tour. They know what they're going after. Same thing with like obviously the big budget movies. They can spend the money to promote it. I think moving forward, the movies that are gonna do really well in the box office have that down pat. They know what their audience is. They know who needs to go see this movie. They know the marketing of it. Even Smile, like when Smile did that marketing campaign. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yes,
with
I knew when the guy sat at the
Genius.
I don't know the movie,
Right.
but I know the fucking advertising.
Right. So it just needs to movies.
I was at the Super Bowl, by the way,
Oh, you were?
when he was doing it.
It's insane.
I'm like, what the fuck is this
Yeah.
guy doing? Like this, and nobody knew, by the
Right.
way. Like, this motherfucker bought all these seats to come and cry over something. Like, that's what all, and we were, I mean, there were good seats. We had
Right.
great seats. We're sitting here like, what's this asshole doing?
Yeah.
And then it all comes out, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Hire that marketing company.
I know. I think that's what studios need to do, is they need to put the money into it, because it's such a crowded space now, right? Like there's shows coming out every week on Netflix that people with big stars, and they're like, never even heard of this or even me, right? I read Deadline, I see people getting cast and stuff, and I'm like, I never even knew this was a thing. And there's just 10 episodes on Netflix. So it to really go through all of that, you have to have a good marketing campaign for it. I think that's kind of the way to get through it all.
What's next for you? You have so many crazy things
Yeah.
going on. The fact that you made time to come here with us today, I appreciate.
I love side questing. I love doing shit. I'm doing stand up tonight. Like I think I've only done it a couple of times, like when I first moved to LA, but only because I wanted to be able to get comfortable on stage. But I'm literally doing stand up tonight. Like I'm like, we'll see. I'm only doing it because I have a show that I'm doing for my birthday with all my favorite comics on it. And I'm like, I kind of need to do a little bit. I'm just really roasting them and my friends in the audience. But I'm going to go work on that stuff tonight. I love being creative and moving forward and doing stuff like that. Next is like figure out the right next TV show for me to be on. I like being on a show. I like this 6 to 8 month shoot of doing one character. Movies are fun, but like you're shooting it for like a month and a half and then you're out. And I'm like, I like the longer thing. So the ideal next 5 years for me, TV show for 3 or 4 of those years, start hopping in movies and then full movies only. I think that's like my.
Is there a show that's currently out that you wish that they would create stuff for you on?
Mobland. Have you seen it? It's on Paramount Plus. I mean, here's the thing. It's like Power, so probably not. Like, I don't want to like. It's a drug dealing, like same kind of show, but I just think Tom Hardy's so unbelievable in it. And
Landman?
I really liked season 1. I watched the first couple episodes of season 2. I didn't love it personally, but it's hard. It's hard to because there's so much on TV. It's hard to keep something engaging like that. I love Billy Bob Thornton, and I think the show's great. Maybe it's me, but I can lose interest in a show pretty quick if I see an episode that I didn't love. I'm like, I got to get better at that. But I do love Landman, and I love that the whole cast of that show is awesome.
Amazing.
And Taylor Sheridan's a goat. Like what he's done, he was like a recurring on Sons of Anarchy. He's like, fuck, I don't like this writing. I'm gonna go write my own shit. He is like a billionaire.
Friends and Neighbors is another good one too.
Oh, my mom loves that show. I saw it.
Good.
I don't know. Sometimes like I need a show that I'm interested in. Like someone told me Rooster's good. It's like Steve Carell. He's like a teacher.
Actually, no, I don't know the show, but I think I've seen some ads for it.
Yeah, everyone's telling me that show's great. And I'm like, what's it about? And they're like, Steve Carell's a teacher. I'm like, I know what I like. I won't like that. So I'm very specific to my taste of what I'll sit and actually consume because I'm doing so much. I'm like, if I'm going to sit down tonight and watch something, it better be something that I'm interested in. I can't just like.
You know what you would have been great in?
What?
Shameless.
Oh, yeah. But it was so before my time of like being an actor.
I loved that show.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had Ethan on my podcast.
Carl.
Yes.
Love that show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. And I'm really close with Emma Kenny, who played, I didn't see it, but she was the other daughter.
Oh, what was her name? It's been a while.
Yeah. She's great.
It was such a good show.
Yeah. And I love William
all
H.
those
Macy. He's
guys.
awesome.
Yeah, of course. I think he's actually like that in real life. Not the drug part, but I think he actually probably acts very similar to that in real life.
Yeah, probably. I've never met him.
Yeah, I mean, he carries himself like that. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
But like the part was so written for him, and another show where casting was just amazing.
Right. And I think that's a big part of when shows can go that long. Because you could easily have a show with an incredible script, great writers, this and that. If the cast isn't right or likable, it's gone. You're done. You're already doomed.
I can't wait to see what you do.
Hell yeah.
We'll bring you back in when you get your contract.
Hell yes.
Take it easy, man.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you so much.